moving swiftly on, then what do we do next? Let's do
Disappointment.
our most disappointing albums. I'll go first. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I've only got one, and to be fair, it's actually a good reflection of the year because I actually struggled with this one. I struggled to find albums that actually disappointed me. There was another album that I had that disappointed me, but we'll get into that a little bit later.
Where had you clocked? Are you gonna say what I think you're gonna say?
But the one album that disappointed me was Pusha T. It's Almost Dry. Yeah, sorry, bro.
This guy's a disrespectful son of a gun, ain't he?
And here's the thing: I have a weird relationship with that album because there's a couple songs on there, Brambleton, Let the Smokers Shine the Coops, and Hear Me Clearly, that I go back to religiously. But everything else for me just didn't click.
For real?
Not really.
The
Whether it was the
Stone Rag.
production, okay, it was definitely the production because obviously, as we've said, Pusha T was rapping at a high level. But for me, like,
Was that Pharrell?
no,
It was Pharrell and Kanye. It was Pharrell and Kanye.
I preferred
Oh, yeah,
Pharrell's.
they both- it was both of them, innit?
Pharrell and
Yeah,
Kanye
Yeah,
both.
it was Ye and
Yeah,
Pharrell. But I preferred Pharrell's production. So Brambleton was Pharrell. Let the Smokers Shine the Coops was Pharrell.
They're the smoke.
I can't remember what Hear Me Clearly was.
Diet Coke was Ye, right?
That Cook was Ye. So yeah, for me it just didn't. I don't know, man. It didn't really hit me in the way I wanted it to hit me.
Fair dues.
Maybe I had high expectations for it following Daytona, but for me, I just left myself wanting more from that album. So by default, I have to put that in there.
Hurts my heart, Yemi.
I'm sorry, bro.
You're right. Hurts
Sorry,
my
bro.
heart, though. God damn.
I'm sorry, man. Mo?
Is that it?
Yeah, that was it.
Oh, for you, I
I've only got
No.
two.
Okay, cool.
By default. I'm gonna say Drake. And the reason why I'm gonna say Drake is if you give me
Before you say that, which album?
both. And
So
the reason-
Honestly Nevermind and Her Loss.
they're both whack. Now, when you're Drake and you give me two albums in a calendar year and both are about 3.5, then disappointment's naturally going to be there. I don't care who you are. Once you get to that level and you're a rapper, because Drake can rap at the end of the day, and you give me two childish albums, one, you're complaining about women that you've lost in your life. You're 45, bro. Tell me what's going on with your life. And then another one, you give me unz music. I'm disappointed. I can't hide my disappointment. I can't shrug it. I'm disappointed. Like, I'm really upset about this.
How did you feel when you saw his?
I hate the album cover. I hate the album. Sorry.
No.
Sorry.
This is the most latest development on Aubrey. His little necklace
The
of all
40
of the 42 diamonds
That
for
he was
the
gonna
rings of the
propose
people
to.
he's proposed to.
Bro, he's 40. He's 40 years old. When am I going to get growth in your music? When are you going to tell me what's going on in your life? When are you going to tell black people to invest?
Bro. He always tells us what's going on.
Like,
He's
I'm
What
sorry.
do you mean?
No, he don't. You know what he tells me? I split up with a girl 3 weeks ago. She broke my heart.
Bro, that's what's going on in
But
his
now we
life.
know why he breaks up with all these girls because he proposes to them
Yeah.
and they say no.
All right, cool. Well, my disappointment is there's no growth. Whenever he drops an album, I'm naturally going to be intrigued. And for you to drop, in my
What do you
opinion,
mean there's no growth?
I don't think there's growth in his music. I'm sorry.
What? Lyrically or sonically?
Lyrically,
Oh, yo, bugging.
I apologize, bro.
This brother's
I
one of the
apologize.
most introspective guys in rap. What are we
Drake?
talking about? Cool. I think the production doesn't always
Match it.
satisfy it.
All right,
but
well, let's agree to this. I don't think
it is
lyrically.
him talking
this guy's
about.
too in his feelings to not be introspective and to not tell us what's going on.
I don't know if that's growth though, but
That's-
we'll talk about this.
Yeah,
later.
we'll talk about it later. We'll talk about it later because what he's talking about is that growth or is it same thing for the last
Off the
15?
pod.
But we'll talk about it later. But yeah, I've got Drake there. Yeah, I've got Drake there, and I've got Stormzy, but we spoke about that.
This is
album
what I
just
mean.
now. Yeah, but I've got Drake there just for the sole reason that you gave me two albums and both of them are beyond whack. Like, you look at beyond whack,
Beyond.
guys. Beyond whack. What's your one?
Are you gonna look at the camera like
They
that,
need to know.
I think my disappointing albums of the year, number one was Pusha T's.
God, sorry.
That was similar to the same reasons that Yemi said. I thought production wise it was missing quite a bit, which was very surprising because he's got two of like my top 5 producers on the album. I'm just like, yo, what's happened here?
Too much of a clash. You reckon?
What the fuck has happened?
Think there's too much of a clash.
Maybe. I don't know what it was, man, but it just didn't hit. Lyrically, Push is always going to be sharp. When that's never going to be a thing. But the beats just didn't support how high of a level he was rapping at, man. So, yeah, that album was disappointing. Then I got Freddie Gibbs as well. I felt like he tried to do a bit too much on his album. I felt like he should really only stick with Alchemist and Madlib. He shouldn't really like detour elsewhere. He attempted to do that.
Yeah, but he's heartbroken.
I just feel like he tried to do too much across the board with the features, with the production, and that brought the levels of the album down for me personally. He was rapping very well, I give him that, but overall, it just wasn't a great album, man.
Shame the devil.
Yeah, I mean, what's the faces for?
And the last
Shame
few
the
albums he's
devil.
dropped have been with Alchemist and Madlib, so it's
Shame-
like, come on,
shame-
man, you got to keep the levels in line. You know
Shame the
what I'm
devil.
saying? And then my
Shame the
last
devil.
one was Joey Badass. It'd been a long time since he last dropped an album, and I thought, yeah, you know what? Like, I'm really looking forward to this, man, because he had dropped an EP. I think it might have been last year, the year before that I really enjoyed. So I was like, yeah, you know what? This album should be really good. But nah, man, this album just wasn't good for me, man. I was really disappointed, and I'm not quite sure where it sits as far as whether I go back to his music again, because I feel like the last few releases after 1999 just haven't been it for me.
So basically,
man.
every release since
No,
1999.
because he had an EP where I thought was really good.
It was just this
But
album.
then he had the American Badass album where he had that song with J. Cole, and then he had this album as well.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It might just be a thing where he should just stick to the acting, man.
Wow.
Maybe.
He's a great actor, though.
But he's a dope rapper. You don't think he's a dope rapper?
No, he's a dope rapper, but he's just not. He's not putting it together.
I thought
In
too
long
far.
album form, he's not putting it together. In these short little EPs, cool. But bro, if you're not figuring out by now, he's been in the game for a while now, man. And if it's still the case where you ain't really like figured it out like album wise, then you know what I mean, you got to figure it out.
It was a solid album for me. And Freddie Gibbs, hard to disagree.
Yeah,
But I
that's
feel you.
fine, man. God bless.
Feel you. Fair. I mean, yeah, I think Joey Badass, he's in a weird spot. Like I think he's still trying to pander to like, not pander, but
I think he's trying to break out of that underground umbrella that we kind of painted him with because of what he first came out doing. And I feel like he's just not doing the other shit very well.
well, I think he's trying to pander to that element of it whilst also trying to break out. And maybe the other stuff doesn't work out too well, depending on your taste. I think the things that song with Chris Brown was awful. I'll
There you
give you
go.
that. I'll give you that.
I don't
But-
even feel like they're a good like fit.
No, they're not. They're not.
So-
They're not. There are some albums where you see, and I think I feel this with Freddie Gibbs as well, but I think it was done better. There are albums where these certain types of rappers who have these connects feel the need to bring these connects onto an album, even if it doesn't mean that they fit. So you got Diddy on Joey's album. You've
But
got.
that fit.
You think
That
that
was
fit?
a nice intro. Yeah, that was a nice intro.
Well, even still, like Chris Brown, and then you on Freddie, you've got you got Rick Ross, you got Pusha T, you've got K Tronado producing the track, which was like a really great track, and it doesn't always work for certain people. So I think some people who are in that position where they can bring in all these names do it for the sake of it, and it doesn't always necessarily mean that the result will be good. But listen, man,
Hey, man.
Joey, you've got a fan in me.
Listen, I still love Joey, but I just don't know whether I can go back to any of his albums.
Told the brother stick to acting.
Or
fam.
whether I'll go back
You
to
told the
any
brother
albums.
stick
told the
to
brother
acting
stick
stuff.
to
So
acting.
maybe he might need to think about sticking to the acting.
He's a great
'Cause
actor,
He's doing
though.
very well in that field, so why
Shout out
not?
to- Yeah.
I mean,
I'm not shitting on him.
backhanded compliment.